When I was about 2 years old, or 2.5, my parents decided to be missionaries, and they moved to Moscow, Russia, and I loved it there. It was really cold, but it was really nice, and I went to Russian school there and everything. But when I was about, I guess, 12 years old, like 10 years later, I lived in Russia for 10 years, my parents decided to move to Fluvial, Slovenia, and that's where they've been living the last 9 years. Unfortunately, I was only able to live there for 2 years because me and my brother attended boarding school in Germany, in Kandern, Germany, for all high school years, because the school system there was very different and all that. And then I loved it. Some people might think when they think boarding school, they think a scary place, but it was really fun, and you get to know all the people really well. And after I graduated there, I attended Liberty University, where I'm a senior there. I'm about to graduate in May, so that's exciting. Yeah. I guess one of the lessons that I've learned the most, being like a third culture kid, or the things that I've taken away, is just home. Growing up and like moving around, people are always like, where are you from? Like, what's home to you? And for me, that's honestly the hardest question to answer, because for the longest time I tried to fit an answer into that question, but I've learned now that there is no answer. Home for me isn't just a place. I've realized it's more the people I surround myself with, or just my family and friends, and just going around places. I've kind of created my own home, I guess, just with everything I've experienced in my life. And especially this year, a couple people asked me this recently, and I kind of had a little breakdown. And I just realized that as Christians, we have this hope that we don't have to know the answer to that question, because Christ is our home, and He has a home waiting for us in heaven. And so every day I wake up excited because my home is with Jesus, not on this earth. I know one of the questions I get asked a lot, just being an MK, like a missionary kid and all that, is, do you want to do missions just like your parents and live overseas? For the longest time I would say no. I just kind of saw what it did to me and my family, always having to say goodbye, and it was difficult. But whenever you say no to God, He always ends up making that no a yes later on, not in our time frame. But when I was at Liberty here, I was a junior, and I was sitting through Global Focus Week, and the Lord just broke me down and told me that He's called me to do missions and minister to other families and stuff overseas. And I never thought that I would be doing that now, but after I graduate, I'm going to be pursuing missions and stuff like that. And it's just really cool to see like the flip side of it. And I'll be able to minister to the other missionary kids and third culture kids out there, because I do understand what they're going through. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that they say they understand, but they really don't understand. They've just seen what they've seen in textbooks, or have heard what they've heard through conferences, but like I actually know what it's like, and so I can be able to help them out. I think one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with, just being a third culture kid and living overseas, is goodbyes. It was something I've had to do from a young age, and I kind of, throughout all my years like living overseas, I believe it's like 19 in total or 18 in total, I've kind of become numb to goodbyes because I've had to say them so often. Like when I left Russia, when I left Slovenia to go to boarding school, and then at boarding school getting so close to all the people I lived with, and then they leave each year. It became difficult, but I think goodbyes are very important, but I've just become numb to it. It's kind of sad in a way, because I'm just so used to people leaving, I guess, that it's just normal. But that's the one thing I guess I do kind of, it's been harder being an MK, because some people have been able to stay with the same people their whole lives, like in the same house, but I've always had to move around, and it's been kind of sad doing all that. One of the best experiences I've ever experienced in my life was going to boarding school. I know when people hear that, they think of like Hogwarts, or they think of a military school. I know I did not get sent there because of bad grades, or because I was an awful person. I went there because there was no other school I could go to in Slovenia, but I was very kind of sad to go there at first, because I left my family when I was 13 to attend this school. But it became a blessing in disguise, because I lived in a dorm called Vittlingen. We had I think 6 or 7 other dorms, but it was really cool. We had like 30 people living in one building, 30 girls, and it was just fun to see like just how close I got to all those people. I realized how important community was, because through every situation we were all there for each other. We ate dinner together every night, we had classes together, we'd go to bed, we had roommates. It was just so fun. I feel like we lived life together in every aspect. When someone was happy, we were all happy, celebrating with them. When someone was sad, we were all had our arms around them, praying with them or crying with them. And it was just such a fun time. Who can say that they live with 30 other people who at first we were just friends, but then we became sisters, and it was just so beautiful. Like even today, I'm in college now, but I'm in the dorm with some of the people I went to boarding school with, and I see them around, and it's just like a great reunion, like a big family reunion when we all get together. My name is Jordan Manley, and I am third.